For hundreds of years, subliminal messaging has been used for various purposes. These subliminal messages can be used in an attempt to influence the viewer of the message without them knowing it. Many people will claim to see the subliminal messages in advertising and popular songs. Some people even believe the government uses subliminal messaging in order to control the public. Although a lot of these alleged subliminal messages simply aren't there or aren't intentional, there is a video from the 60s that seems to have a very clear message hidden in it. Before modern TV, most television stations weren't on 24/7, so they would play a sign-off message before ending the station. Oftentimes, this sign-off would be the national anthem. Well, in 2009, a YouTuber named Naomi 1963 uploaded a television sign-off from the 1960s. According to the description, they got this clip off a film reel from a TV station that signed off with it. At first glance, the sign-off doesn't look like anything out of the ordinary. But if you look more closely, you can see a very subtle yet important detail. In between the transitioning of the lyrics on the screen, another message is being played. This can really only be seen if you slow it down enough. Take a look. Once slowed down, the message that plays is, "Trust the US government. God is real, God is watching. Believe in government God. Rebellion will not be tolerated. Obey, consume, obey, consume. Buy Ultra, buy Naomi. Worship, consume, obey, believe. Do not question the government." This is a pretty unnerving discovery. The subliminal message is certainly there, there's no doubt about that. But the question here is whether or not the clip is actually real. Many people believe it's only a hoax and was never actually aired on television, yet others contest this. At one point, these subliminal messages say, "Buy Ultra, buy Naomi." This is one of the reasons to believe that the video may be a hoax for a few reasons. For one, the original uploader of the video was named Naomi 1963. It's a little difficult to believe that it's just a coincidence that their username happened to be included in the subliminal message. Keep in mind, the original video has no mention of a subliminal message anywhere, so we're supposed to believe the original uploader wasn't even aware this video had any hidden messages in it. One person disputed this claim by saying that this YouTuber obviously only made the channel to upload this video, since that's the only video on the channel. It's very well possible that on the film reel they found, it had something along the lines of Naomi 1963 written on it, so this person just made that their YouTube username. This still brings up the question of why this person decided to post this and only this video to YouTube if they didn't think it had any meaning other than being a sign-off. This still comes off as suspicious to me. As for the actual meaning of the words Ultra and Naomi, they are most likely references to Project MK Ultra and MK Naomi. MK Ultra was a government mind control project, and MK Naomi was a project that dealt with biological warfare. Both of these projects were still going on in the 60s. This is odd because it doesn't make much sense why the government would risk including information about projects that were still classified at the time. I've heard this disputed by saying that the government didn't expect people to ever find this message since VCRs weren't a thing at the time, so no one could ever record the broadcast. That simply isn't true. The first VCR was invented in 1956, and the first home VCR was released in 1963, which seems to be the year this subliminal message was also played. Once again, this really seems to point in the direction that it may have been a hoax. Another detail pointing to this being a hoax that there's actually a version of this sign-off that played in 1981. This version looked nearly identical to the version we just saw, with a few exceptions. One of which being that there are no subliminal messages in this version. So it's only natural to think that Naomi 1963 took the 1981 version and edited it to include the subliminal messages just to fool people. There actually is a problem with this though. The 1981 version has a narrower field of view than the 1960s version we previously saw. Additionally, in the 1981 version, the shadow on the text is on the top left, whereas the shadows on the text from the 1960s version is on the bottom right. This seems sufficient enough proof to me that the subliminal message version did not use the 1981 version as a source, so this plays in favor of the video being legitimate. Finally, People believe this could be a hoax because the font seen in the subliminal messages differs from the font used for the national anthem lyrics. A writer from VigilantCitizen.com found this to be true in this screenshot. As you can see, the A in real on the left does look different from the A on the right. They go on to say this doesn't prove the video is a hoax, however, because the method used for displaying text at the time was much less advanced than it is now. You can even see slight differences in font on the text that doesn't include subliminal messages. Furthermore, the subliminal text has the same amount of blurriness and shakiness as the lyrical text. If this was only a hoax created by a very good video editor, then surely they would have been able to replicate the same font anyway. So, I agree here that this does not prove the video to be a hoax. The last point I want to make is that subliminal messaging definitely was something that the CIA experimented with. According to TruthStreamMedia.com, it is noted in a Southern California law review that the CIA tested subliminal manipulation in movie theaters during the late 50s, which wasn't long before the national anthem video was supposedly released. All in all, there really isn't much to prove that the video is a hoax, but at the same time, it also isn't confirmed whether it's real or not. Until more evidence comes forward proving this to be a hoax, or until someone can find something proving it to be legitimate, we can't really know for sure. One thing is for sure though, this is definitely an interesting find. Thank you for watching, and I will see you on the flip side.